So Chandradhar, and I'll just write pass 1. Or I think I remember state of Bihar was the case, if I'm correct. Let me see if I think the case is open over here. So Chakradhar, my bad. Chakradhar. So usually when you write any party name, it should come over here itself. That's the first check that you have achieved the party name search over here. The reason I wrote the second party name because then it helps the software to figure it out which is the case that you're looking for. Now, even if I don't select this and if I do go for start search, that's what I think you've been referring to. And do the start search.
Yes.
Search for this Chakradhar and Bihar, not only as a party name, but anywhere as a word is coming. We are lucky. I think we got this result, but I think this is not what you are getting. Let me make you understand what is the reason for this. What may be the reason for this? Chakradhar and Bihar are two words. We have not told the software that it's a party name search because it's a global search that you're doing. So wherever that word is coming, it gives you that particular word wherever it's occurring. Now, if you see, it says 29 or 295 results from the High Court. Now, finding the 295 results and looking for your specific case, that's a challenge. So if you still want to go for this, however, I always prefer if you have a party name, you go for this. But if you want to go for word search, if you want to stick around to word search, then even in the word search, you can tell the software that this is a party name. When you write anything over here, so let me just write Chakradhar. Chakradhar. Let me see if this is the right party name. Yeah. And when you do this, at the bottom of this search option, if you scroll down, there's a search area. Just click on party names only. Can you see this? I can't zoom in over here.
Yeah. Yes, I can see that.
Yeah. If you click on that and then you do a search, what's going to happen is it's going to do a similar search, but now rather than searching for a defendant name or a public witness or any other victim name or anything, it will not do all the stuff. It'll just look for the party in the party name area, which will obviously now if you see. It's two judgment and which has 297 and earlier it has 97 cases. Now this has been reduced to only 287. So this, to a large extent, it reduces that,
Okay, understood.
So this might be a one search that you may want to do.
Yes. Okay. Yeah? Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect.
I think most of the members have joined, Chetan. So I think we can start now. The session.
Have we got the go ahead from
Jatin is there? So Jatin, Mr. Jatin, can you just confirm? Shall we start the session? If you can kindly unmute. I think Mr. Jatin is there, but
you can talk to him. I think what you can do is you can talk to him over the phone. I think in the meantime, I'll take some questions if any member has any question.
No, I have circulated that link that you sent to everyone, so they will keep logging in now. We can continue. Yeah, people will join in.
Okay, so we'll go ahead now, right?
Yeah. Thank
you. Perfect. Great. So considering that we only had earlier we had 40, now only 41. Now we only have 5 more members joined it. So just to apprise, what we have covered. We've not covered much right now. We were talking about the data coverage, that what all databases that we have. And Mr. Raina, could you please share your screen now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Can you see my video? Why is my video is not on? Okay, yes. So Mr. Raina would be showing the screen. So I'm just quickly gonna go through this so that we can get into the research part as soon as possible. Now, when you go to the SCC Online website, Mr. Raina, could you please show the website on the from the top? Yeah. So there's an option of data coverage over here. If you click on data coverage, it'll give you 2 options. Web edition or CD-ROM. So what Mr. Raina has done is clicked on the web edition, and that's what the screen we are on right now, as of now. So this will give you the entire information about what all databases you can access through SCC Online. So let me just take you quickly through this. So Supreme Court of India judgment, and now if you see in all these entries, you will see this true printout heading over there. Mr. Raina, could you please highlight that particular part? Anywhere where it says true print, the second line. Yeah, could you please highlight this?
Mr. Gill, one small request. Can we record this session? It will come at handy to people who could not join it.
This is getting recorded by Mr. Raina. So Mr. Raina is already recording the session. So once the session is over, Mr. Raina could share the link with you of the recorded video.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about this true printout. This true printout would be a very common word that you will see throughout this, this data coverage, and so it is very important for me to talk about this. This true printout is the exact photocopy of how the judgment was published in the law report. So it can be a photocopy of SEC journal or alliance journals, like we have ILRs, various ILRs, so ILR's judgment, how it was published in the ILR reports, you'll get that. So we have your Supreme Court of India judgments over here. We have your Federal Court, Privy Council before independent judgments. Please scroll further. And usually you have these Privy Council judgments from 1907 or 6, I believe. But we have it from 1836, which includes your Mures Indian Appeals and Indian Appeals as well. So from 1836 to 1872, we have Mures, and from 1872 to 1949, we have your Indian Appeals. Then all your high courts have been added over here. Few hand-picked judgments, few important judgments of district court, which have made a lot of impact, in the functioning or in the cases, or basically landmark judgments which has come and decided at the district court level. Those judgments have been hand-picked over here. So I think approximately 21 judgments are available over here. Historical courts, something similar to what we talked about, the Privy Council, but not at that apex level, but at the provincial level. Those courts are available over here. Tribunals and commissions. If I click on the plus sign of view more, I can get the list of all the tribunals over here. APTEL, TDSAT, ISAT, CAT, all that is available over here. COMSAT. Please scroll further down. Then apart from this, this is all your primary source of law, right? And then continuing with the primary source of law, we have your Central Act, State Act. So if you click on the Indian Statutory Law, you'll be able to see what we have to offer over here. So we have your Central Acts, statutes, there's a state statutes, rules and regulation. Now, when we talk about the circulars, notification, instruction, this is something really important that I want to talk about, because a lot of work has been, time has been devoted to this particular segment. What we're doing is we're giving you notification and circulars and other things, department-wise, ministry-wise, and further ministry-wise, we are also giving. We further take a jump into it, and we show you from the year-wise bifurcation. So if you want to see a latest, let's say latest notification from excise, central excise and customs. So once you go into software, you click on that, it will give you the year-wise notifications. So you can see which one is the latest one. If you want to see the last year notification, you can see all that in one place. Then you have your bills in parliament as passed by one of the houses or as introduced in one of the houses, which will be available over here. Your constitutional orders, and then apart from this, the secondary material which aids the primary material, which includes your the Constituent Assembly debate. So all the 12 volumes are available over here of the Constituent Assembly debate. Then various reports of commission and committees are available over here, which also includes the most important, that is Law Commission of India reports. So from 1956 till 2018, I think was the last one which came in. So all those Law Commission reports are available over here. Then you scroll down further, your legal articles from various journals mentioned over here. Now, this is also the reason I'm talking about legal articles, and otherwise I would have skipped it off. Most of you already know that SEC does publish articles, but we are very, very selective in publishing articles. I think if you're publishing 10 volumes in a year, only 2 or 3 volumes would have a section of the journal section in it. Not all the volumes have the journal section in it. So it makes a very we're very, very choosy when we are, or very, I think selective when you're making when you're publishing a article over there. Now, those articles are also made part of it. If you see the first entry in the article, it says Supreme Court cases. The journal section is available over here. Then we have practical lawyer, which is dedicatedly, which is dedicated only to all these kind of articles and journal section. The entire practical lawyer from the inception till date is made available to you. An SSC blog, which is like a blogging website, that also have access to in this. That being said, you can please, Mr. Anak, if you please scroll down. This is a lot of information which you can go through, and I think we will be able to see it once we get into the software. So let me just get into the software now. Let's start talking about the research. Mr. Anak, is it possible for you to increase the text size of this of the screen? Let's do a Control Plus, I think, once. Yep, should be good enough. Now we can just simply log in over here. I'm sure if there's no concern about how to log in. If that's a concern, I can take it up in the question answer round. We can rerun through this login screen. Now, once you log in, you'll have these 3 different color tiles. Once it populates, I'll be able to continue. Yeah. So we have this Research Plus, My Library, and then you have this last one, which is Links. So today we'll be focusing on majorly on the blue tiles and some bit of the red tiles. Red tiles, if you understand one red tile, you'll understand all of it. The methodology, the way you search through the red tiles is exactly the same. If you understand one tile, you'll understand all of it. Now there's a choice when you're doing a research. When will you use the blue tiles, which is a research tiles, and when would you use a My Library? The basic difference between the 2 tiles is research is to be used. The blue tiles is to be used when you have something to give to the software, like a body name, citation, a particular word of your choice. That's when you would go for the blue searches, the blue tabs. In case you want to go and walk into a virtual library where you know that I want to look for, let's say, the bare axe or the manuals, or let's say commentaries. So as you go to a library, you all know that which is the section that is relevant to you on that particular day. So you go in that direction, you start looking for information, and you start picking up the books or anything that is relevant to you. The same thing applies over here. So when you see it says browse query topics, browse law reports, browse judgment by court, and all, these are different sections that we made in the virtual library. Wherever you want to go and see the information, you can see it. I'm gonna cover 2 things over here, and then move to the search part. And if the members have time to spare, then we can get into the each and everything in the next leg before the question answer round. Mr. Raina, I would request you please click on this browse curated topics. This is a very, I think, the fresh out of oven feature that I'm going to show it to you over here. Now, in the past, I think it's been like 9 years I've been working with SSC Online as a trainer, and I've been working and I've been meeting a lot of members. And there's one major concern that a lot of people have shared, which is about that. Can SSC give us a section which can help us, figure out which are the landmark judgments on a particular topic, so that we can start our search with that. And if it doesn't really make sense, then we can jump onto something of our own. So it took us some time, and because of this time, we're giving you something more beyond what was asked for. So now, if you can see, there are principal topics mentioned over here: public law, environmental law, family and commercial law, and personal law, and others. So what you can do is now, depending on your choice of topic, let's consider that I think corporate and commercial law will make a lot of sense for all of you. So if you click on the corporate and commercial law, now what is going to happen is, in corporate and commercial law, there'll be subtopics to it. Just excuse me, my dog has been really quite being friendly right now, wants to talk to me. Go. So when you click on the corporate and commercial law, the subtopics states that there are subtopics, that is aviation law, banking and finance, companies law, competition law, and others. Now, depending on what interests you as a topic, you can click on that. You can click on security law. Let's take competition law for this example. Now, as Mr. Raina click on competition law, you can see there's a option of statutory laws, rules and regulations, notification circulars, instructions, case laws, articles. Now, when I click on the statutory law, what is going to happen is there are so many statutes which are, which concern or which relates to, which governs competition law as a topic. One of which is the primary act we all know of, it is Competition Act. So then, if you click on the Competition Act on the first entry, sorry, so the entire Competition Act will open up. However, if you see the third entry over here in the same section, it says Companies Act, Section 230, 410, and Schedule 5. What is this supposed to mean? This means that the entire Act of Companies Act is not, is not relevant or is not prevailing the competition law as a topic. However, these 2-3 sections are. So if you click on section, let's say 410, for example, only section 410 of that particular act will open up over here. So this is helping you to understand that what all acts, what all rules are governing this particular topic of that you're going to be doing starting your search with. Let's minimize this particular section, the statutory law. Now moving to the next one, that is rules and regulations. So like I said about the statutory law, rules and regulations which are all related to competition law will be coming over here. Let's minimize this and move to one of my favorite searches is, let's get to case law straight away. I think we all got the point what it is, how it is being displayed. Now in the case law, it'll give you the judgments. Now hand-picked judgments. If you search for the word competition law as a topic, we all know it will gonna give you a lot of searches, and then Mr. Anna, just let it be. Don't refresh it. Let it be. It's gonna take more time now. Okay, so in the case law, if you can see, you have your judgments from 2019, 2018. So all that is available over here. Now, as you click on any of this judgment, it will simply populate on the right side. So I think by now you would have understood that you just have to, expand that particular plus sign. You get this option over here, you select, and whatever you select gets displayed on the right-hand side screen. There's nothing need to be typed over here. And now if you can see, the judgment is available over here. It says before Justice Sikri and Justice Bhushan is given over here. And the party name is mentioned right below this. And followed are the head notes. Now, if you see in this screen, Justice Sikri's name is hyperlinked. Whenever you have any judge's name hyperlinked, that means he or she has authored the judgment for this particular case. So in this case, Justice Bhushan was, must have given his opinion to Justice Sikri, but Justice Sikri was the one who had authored the judgment. So if I click on Justice Sikri's name over here, it will simply jump and skip all the head notes and take me to the starting of the judgment. And in case there would have been a scenario when there are a judgment which has 7 to 9 judges, and out of 7-9 judges, I think only 5 have authored the judgment. Only 5 names would have been hyperlinked. If you were to click on any of the names, you can simply jump to their part of the judgment and skip all the others. So scrolling down and looking for the specific judge's text, this will help you out with that. And if I click on just Sikri's name, don't do that, Mr. Raina, but if I click on Sikri's name over here, it will just jump back to the top. Let's go back. If you click on now, if you want to copy a particular paragraph in this, judgment. Now, one thing that we all know that you can simply do a highlight, do a Control-C, Control-V. It works like a magic, and it's been working like a magic from a long, long time. And but there will be few judgments like this which will not let you highlight. Then what do we do? How do we copy a particular paragraph? Now, wherever the judgment which does not let you highlight, there will be these small icons before each and every paragraph. If you can see before paragraph number 3, there's a small clipboard icon next to that. If I do a single click on this, there'll be a tick on that. And let's scroll down. Let's take another paragraph. Let's take the 4th paragraph. Okay, and let's take one more. Once you selected your paragraph that of your choice, which paragraph that you need, you have to go on the top. When you see the red color, toolbar, the option it says Smart Copy, which is more like a document icon with a stick on it. You click on this. This will copy all the 3, 4, 5 paragraphs that you have selected in a different window. And from here, you can do a Control-C, Control-V and highlight. But what is more important is that if you see over here, your email address by default is mentioned over here. That means you can send this particular document onto your email address. That's good enough. You can also send this email to someone else as well. And then it says this extract has been taken from this particular case. Citation is this. Citation is 521. However, this particular paragraph that you're looking at right now is on page number 534. So the next time you want to go and see the subsequent paragraph, let's say you have taken 3, 4, 5, and you want to read number let's say 6 or 7, you would know that on page number 537 I have to jump, and that's where I will be getting the next paragraph. Saves some bit of time. And from here you can simply highlight this part, do a Control-C, Control-V, works over here. Right? Let's close this. We spoke about the true printout in the starting. So what is a true printout? Let me do that, answer it right over here. There's saving option, that's a corner, second last option, saving and emailing. Those are basic things. I'm going to leave it right now. But if anyone has a question, I can take it in the question answer round. But let's talk about this this print option. Mr. Raina, can you just do like this zoom in on your trackpad? If this we can just zoom in a bit. Is that possible?
Unfortunately, this trackpad is not working as of now, so
Okay,
I'll have to do Control plus only. Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's go back. No worries. Let's keep it like that. No worries. So if you can see this, the print option, it will give you 2 options in print. One option which is a true printout, which is taken as TP on it. Once you see it in your system, and the other one does not say anything, which is a non-true printout. Let's have a look at the non-true printout. Mr. Raina, you can just zoom out to it. Not a problem. Yeah, just take a non-true printout. Let's see the difference between the two. First of all, non-true printout will not give you an option that how many pages of judgment do you need. It will give you the full judgment, straight away to you. So there you see, there you'll have it. Just to save you from this time, it will give you the exact, printout, the way the judgment is being displayed on the screen right now. So it will give you the printout of the judgment. So the way the lines are, the way the spacing is, it will give you the copy of that, right? So it's taking some time. So you can minimize this, Mr. Raina. We can see it. Oh, there we have it. So there you have it, the first page. And this is exactly the same format, like I mentioned earlier. Please close this and let's move to the true printout. Let's see the difference between the true printout and non-true printout. We're seeing the non-true printout. Let's click on this. First and the foremost, it gives you the option to select a couple of pages. So let's take 2 or 3 pages. Yeah, that's good enough. Please take print. And now, like I said in the starting, it will give you the exact print as it was published in the law report. And there we have it. So this is the first page. And if we are requested for 2 pages, or 2 pages are available over here. This is non-editable, or you cannot do a Control F on this. You cannot do a copy paste from this. So, if this is only and only good for when you go into the code and you want to give the confidence to the code that, this is an authentic document, they don't have to worry about the authenticity of this. I'm sorry. That's when, this makes a lot of sense. In case you want to do, Control F, you want to do, searches, you want to highlight and all stuff, then you should go for the non-true printout, because that gives you all that, that features. So let's close this part. So let's close this and let's click on this 9 dots on the top. Yeah, so this will bring me the dashboard again. So I'm going to be referring to this particular menu as dashboard. Now this is one thing. Let me show you another part, that is browse acts and rules. In browse acts and rules, all the central acts are kept along with the state acts. What we have done over here is just click on central acts. Central acts. Yeah. And let's take this evidence act itself. So few of the acts are kept in the top and remaining are alphabetically arranged, so you can have a look at that. All the, I think approximately 1900 central acts that we have, all are available over here. And then you see it, please scroll down quickly. Now this is a BERAC that you can find anywhere, on the Google, or there are various apps which are, have all these things, but you will not have these blue color boxes in it. This is the work that we've done. I think it took us almost like 2 years, which means that we have handpicked the judgments on a particular point of law in this on the BERAC, and there might be, like I said in the credit topic as well, there might be 100 judgments on it, but rather than giving you 100 in the browse credit topics feature, we were giving you, the selective 10, 20, 30. But what you're doing over here is we're just giving you 1 or 2. So please scroll down, Mr. Anna. Let's take something which is a more common topic. Please go further. Natural justice. Let's take natural justice. So on natural justice, it says technical rules of evidence do not apply in domestic inquiry and other things. Now this thing has been discussed. This thing was picked from the judgment itself, and this judgment name is Central Bank of India versus Prakash Chandra Jain. Citation is given over here. If I click on the citation, it'll open the full judgment into a different window for me. Mr. Raina? Yeah. So once you open up a different tab, you can read this full judgment, which is, as per us, which is a very, very important judgment on this natural justice, as far as natural justice is concerned. You can click on that, read the full judgment. If it doesn't make sense, just close it off, and you're still on the BERAC. And if you scroll down further, let's quickly go through this entire act. You'll see this blue color boxes throughout the act. Okay. And this is not done only for this, done for all the other central acts as well. For now, only central act, not the state acts. Yeah, so this might be relevant to you. And if you wish to take a save this particular document, you can save it off. These blue boxes will also will be a part of that printout. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the dashboards and now get back. Now let me start with the search part. How can we do the the research over here? Let's start with the word search first. Now, word search is all about searching with the specific words. One of the main thing which can make your search the easiest search, or can give you a tough time, is the selection of words. And let me elaborate on what do I mean by selection of words. That is, do not write full sentences. Do not write do not put queries over here. Search for the words which you think are relevant to you. And why am I saying that? See, we've been conditioned in a way that the research that we know as on today is the research that we do on Google. And Google, you just put in the query, it just gives you the entire thing, which in a way makes sense, because there's so much of huge database, but authenticity is 0. And what Google is doing is that it searches for if you've written 7 words, it gives you the best combination for 7 words, or if 5 words are coming in one document, or 4 or 3 or 1, it gives you that particular combination. And then you have to mention that, is it a judgment coming from Supreme Court of India, or is it like, first of all, do you want a judgment? Do you want rules? You need to mention that out. And then you want to mention the area of your choice, the jurisdiction, that is a Supreme Court or High Court. And then you go further down. Do you want the latest judgment and all the stuff? Because Google is meant for everyone. But when you come down to Google, to SSC from Google, we need to understand one thing. This is primarily for legal research. So you don't have to write Supreme Court of India. You don't have to write latest judgments. You just have to search for the word of your choice. And coming to the main thing, why am I saying that you should not write the full sentences? if you write a sentence which has, let me give you an example, right? Mr. Raina, if you can just write locus standi in respect to third party. Okay. Now I'm looking for all the cases where locus standi stands and the third party was being, in the same context. Now, my suggestion for you would be just search for two words, which are the legal words which will be available in all judgments. That is a locus standi and third party. You don't have to look for in respect to and also. And I've written this query very short. I could have written this very query in normally what the query that I got in the first place on the first day when I was doing the search was a big sentence. But now if you see, I don't have to look for in respect to. I just have to search for two words, locus standi and third party. That will give me a good enough searches. So, Mr. Raina, could you just do that? Remove the extra words from here. And now, also, when looking for locus standi and third party, Mr. Raina, could you please remove the extra words? Yeah. So now, if you see locus standi and third party is one word. And so is locus standi. I do not want that locus standi, searched everywhere like in an individual word, and third somewhere else and party somewhere else. So what do I need to do? Now this I'm doing the advanced search. I'm not going with the basic search. One word search, two word search is easy. With this, you need to be, if you want to save your time, put double word quotes. So around third party making it as one word. And so we're going to do the same thing in locus standi. When you put double quotes, and this is something that you can do on Google as well, this will make the locus standi and the third party as just one word. In total, we are searching for 2 words now rather than 4 words. Let's do a start search. So it says appeal by third party against diseases, locus standi, third party if the aggrieved party is available. And we got the judgment straight away. Now, this is one way of doing it. Sometimes, writing everything over there doesn't make sense. I'll give you one example. Mr. Raina, please go back to the search. This was a query asked in Jharkhand. And the query started with this one statement that we were looking for judgments on multiple dying declaration. If there are multiple dying declaration, which statement should be considered? Now, once you start talking about multiple dying declaration, I think someone's mic is unmuted. Okay. So, Ankita, any questions? Okay, great. So, when talking about multiple dying declaration, the question is very simple. As per the law, we know that anything which is consistent will be taken in account, and rest will be ignored. But then once I had a word with it was Iqbal sir, who's a ADJ over there. When I had a word with him, he said that Chetan, I'm looking for a judgment wherein the father-in-law burnt the bride, right? Because of dowry, she couldn't really get she was saying no for dowry, and she couldn't get what she was supposed to get, what was expected out of her, and that's when this entire thing fiasco happened. And while she was taken to the hospital in the ambulance, one statement was recorded in the ambulance. Second was when she was taken to the safe, when she was at the hospital by the magistrate, sir, and third when she was taken in the safe custody. So this is the entire scenario. Now I don't have to write the father-in-law, ambulance, magistrate, and all these things. These are not that important for me. Because understand, we're not looking for one judgment. We're looking for a similar type of judgments. So what we're going to do is, Mr. Raina, just write double quotes, dowry death. And write bride burning, again in double quotes, space, bride burning. And space, double quotes, multiple dying declaration. Yeah. And just copy this you'll be really requiring this. Copy the entire thing, right? And just start search. Now we can do this search. We can write everything down over here. But as a researcher, I have learned one thing, that a lot of times you have to go back and forth when you're doing research. Now, if you see this, this is actually the perfect example what I said a few minutes back, that when you search for 6-7 words, it search for all these words in one document. Let's suppose if the 5 words, you search for 5 words and 4 words are coming in that document, the 5th one is not, that document will not come into the search. Because what we understand is that if you're looking for cases of culpable homicide where acquittal was done, you want the word acquittal for surely being discussed. Because if you just give you the judgments of culpable homicide and acquittal is not even discussed in the father's side, then it does not solve the purpose. If you're looking for cases of compensation in respect to let's say motor accident, and we give you compensation in respect to medical negligence, it is totally irrelevant to you. So that's why whatever you write is taken as that you want these 2, 3, 4 words surely in that judgment or in that document, if I may say. Now, if you see, this would have been a perfect, I think perfect society if this would have been, true. One judgment on dowry death, I would be the most happiest person on the planet Earth right now. But this is not right. But I do not know that where the search went wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break my search into smaller capsules. Let's go back to search. And I'm going to write one word at a time. So I'm going to write, please pick up your previous search, Rainaji. Yeah, you can remove all this, and just search for dowry death first. Yep, and start search. We can do a sub searches. The purpose of sub searches is that you can figure it out where things are going wrong. So we search for dowry death. So it's given me 4,825 results. And now if you see, it says digest notes, judgments, acts, bills in parliament, everything have been searched together. Okay. If I click on the plus sign of judgments, it will tell me that judgment is coming from Supreme Court, High Court, foreign cases and everything. If I only want to see Supreme Court judgments, I can take my cursor in front of Supreme Court and there's the option of only in red color. I click on this. It'll show me only and only Supreme Court judgments and nothing else. Okay, let's say all results one time. But right now my search is still not done. So what I'm going to do is just say all results, Ranaji. What I'm going to do is I'm going to search for dowry death. I'm going to go with the second word, that is bride burning. I think Mr. Ranaji, if you can write bride burning over there, again in double quotes. So dowry death is not a problem. Let's do a sub search for bride burning. Now bride burning will be searched only in this 4,000 results. So you're left with only 600. That means there's something wrong with multiple dying declaration. Now I was told the moment I did the search and I got one result, the judicial officer was kind enough to tell me that Chetan, multiple dying declaration is not a legal phrase. Dying declaration is a legal phrase because sometimes you write more than one dying declaration, sometimes you write dying declarations of multiple. So rather than writing multiple dying declaration, I'll just write the word dying declaration in the sub search. Again in double quotes. Yep, double quotes, close, start search. And now we're left with what? 215. And now I can write more than one or multiple, whatever I think will make sense. More than one will also be in double quotes. You can just write more than one. Yeah, more than one is good enough. And just do a sub search. And there we have it. If there are more than one dying declaration, they should be consistent. Rest I will not read right now. This is what exactly we're looking for. Now, why am I asking you to do the sub searches? You can do 6 sub searches, but what is the benefit of this? Now, the benefit of this is that you can go back and forth with this option. Let's suppose I've done my search and I come to this conclusion that I do not need the bride burning results. I just need dowry death, and I need dying declaration and more than one dying declaration. That's good enough for me. I can cross on click on this cross, which is on the bride burning. And now if you see the last result is 88 and dying declaration is 215. This will increase because now bride burning results have been excluded from the search. So the result is now carrying only 3 words, not the 4 words. So this way you can go back and forth. You can try with one word, doesn't really get the desired results. Come back, do the search again. Okay. Let me explain the screen now, and then you move to the next example. Now, if you see, it says digest notes, judgment, article, reports. So on these 3 topics that we search for, this is what we've got. You can select whatever that is relevant to you from here. If you want to see only judgments, you can say only judgments over here. If you want to see only articles, you can click on only articles. Mr. Aina, just take your cursor and just show us where. So there you see, only comes in wherever you take your cursor. Now the first thing, that is digest note. Digest notes are the head notes, which we highly recommend people to start their search with. So that's what the digest notes are kept over here. And when you come to the second column, it says Supreme Court Criminal Law D2. Now, whenever you see this option of D, that means D means a digest note, just a head note, not a full judgment. And 2 means it is the quorum consists of 2 judges. It's a divisional bench judgment. And what you select in the second column, they get displayed in the third column. So if you scroll the third column up, you are seeing a head note right now, which is talking about 304B under IPC. And if you keep scrolling down, this is the entire head note. Now, if you see this, it says para 5, 14, 15, 29, 32. This is it. That means this entire thing that you just read in one paragraph is a summarization from these paragraphs. If that makes sense to you, you can get to the full judgment and get those, jump to that particular paragraph. And then it says held. Held means over here that this is the exactly the verbatim wise picked up from the judgment itself and kept it over here. This is not something that we have written. This is word to word from the judgment itself. This is coming from para 30. Please scroll further. Let's take it to the last. Once you read all this stuff and you think that, okay, I want to see the full judgment now, at the end it says Satish Chandra versus State of MP. You don't have to take the citation. You have to note the party name. You can simply, Mr. Raina, I think your screen, yeah. So you can simply click on the citation. When you click on the citation, it will open the full judgment into a different window. So what you're doing is you're reading the head notes, only the point of law that you've asked for. We asked for dowry death, bride burning, and other things. Now, in this case, there might be 10 different law points which are discussed, but the point of law which are relevant to us has been given in this window. You read that particular part, and you can simply jump to the next, the full judgment. If not, if this particular head note doesn't make sense to you, this judgment is not relevant to you, you can come back to the second column. And if you see, the first judgment was coming from Satish Chandra versus State of MP. The second case is different. Sunil Kumar Gupta versus UP. And the third one would be, obviously, I think it's a different case again. So Kamla versus State of Punjab. Now, as you click on the third one, it is a different case itself. And it'll get displayed on the right side screen. You read this particular part, it's talking about different thing. So what you're doing is you're going through different cases, but only on not the entire case, not the entire judgment that you have to go through. You have to go through only the points of law that you've asked for. That's the power of the head note. I'll talk about this more and think in the times to come. Let's go back to the word search. Let's get back to the dashboard and let's move to the next one. Let's move further now. Let's go to the extreme right, the words and phrases. Now, words and phrases is a legal dictionary. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time over here. It's a legal dictionary, which means that you can simply type in the word that is of your choice. Do you want to see a definition of that particular word? You can simply just type it over here, the word. Let's type the word goodwill. Now, as you write the word goodwill over here, it's going to search. It's going to give you the definition from 3 sources. One, if any act is defining the word goodwill, that'll come over here. The legal dictionary that we have incorporated over here, that is the Watt Dictionary of Law, that will come over here. Or if any judgment, any lordship has defined this particular word in his judgment, that will also come over here. The background of this particular tile that we have, that is words and phrases, is our, I think 1995. I think we had published this book, SEC Supreme Court Cases, Words and Phrases. So whatever that we have covered in that has all been picked up and digitalized and put it over here. So that's we have it. So if you see, the first definition is coming from the CIT versus BC Srivastava Sethi, and the citation is given over here. The second definition, which is starting next to it, is coming from a different judgment. Now the next one, the fourth one, is coming from Watt. If you can highlight the word Watt over there next to 5. So that is the Watt Dictionary. So it's a dictionary definition. Yeah. Let's go further. Let's go back to the dashboards. Find by topic, I'm going to leave it right now for the session. I think your time is luxury. Let's move to the next search, that is find by party name. Now in find a party name, we were talking to someone in the starting that, a lot of times you have the party name and you do not, wish to go to the party name search and you just want to do a search from the word search. You can certainly do that. There is also a way wherein you can, define your search, that is it a party name or is it a judge's name or is it a simple plain search. I will also cover that in this example, but let's concentrate on this one for a moment. So when you say find by party name, it gives you two options. You can go with the traditional way of searching, that is with the help of writing the jurisdiction, that is it a court of Supreme Court judgment, is it a High Court judgment or a tribunal or a foreign court. You can select that and then put the party name. The other methodology, which is we have recently developed, that is the search by famous case name. So a lot of times the media gives a title to cases like Nirbhaya case, Arushi Hatyakand, Jessica Hatyaland, Sabrimala case, then Babri Masjid case, Triple Talaq. These are all titles. Now, if you can see, as you start writing anything over here, but I think Mr. Raina has already searched quite a lot of examples over here, so we can see it over here. So we all know this women entry in Sabrimala case. Let's take this one. And you would not get this entry. This is something, the entries which Mr. Raina has done in the recent past, so that's why it's coming over here. Please remove this, Mr. Raina, and just show me this drop down one more time. Let me see if you don't have this. You don't have this Red Fort attack case, right? In the search. Okay, so remove this. And I believe you don't. You have Bombay Blast. You don't have Mumbai Blast. Remove this as well. Yeah, you don't have that. So just click on this. So whatever you write, it automatically, searches the database and then gives you that, decodes that name. So Mohammad Ajmal Kasab versus State of Maharashtra is available over here. Don't do this, Mr. Raina, but if you double click on this, it will open the full judgment over here. Let's get to the traditional way of searching. That is a party name search. I'm going to take a case, which is going to give, wherein I'm going to be talking about two major things: understanding how the head notes work, how the head note helps, and the third part being talking about how to figure out if a judgment is overruled, and if it's overruled, how can you figure it out on which point of law it's overruled. So for that, if you have any ambiguity about it, if you're in a dilemma that is the judgment is from Supreme Court or the High Court, you can select all jurisdiction. That's the first option over here before the gray line. But in case you are clear, you know about the judgment belongs to a Supreme Court, then I would suggest that you do Supreme Court. I'm going to take a case which I'm sure most of you would have already know about this overruled judgment. That's a ADM Jabalpur. So if I just write ADM and space Jabalpur, there we have the second entry. Select that, find case. And there we have it. So I can double click on this, just simply do a double click, it will open the full judgment. Now let's understand this case. Now, this case, if you go on Google or any other website, even the paid websites, paid softwares, they will simply say this statement on the top, what we have also written: overruled in Kesavananda Bharat, overruled in case Puttaswamy versus Union of India case, previously 9 judgment. That's where the judgment got overruled. Now, when we see the statement anywhere, we just tend to shrug this off, saying that the judgment is overruled. I don't want to go and get into the judgment and waste my time. Because in order to figure it out which point has been overruled in this particular judgment, that is ADM Jabalpur case, I have to read my ADM Jabalpur case and then I have to read case Puttaswamy case and then figure it out on which point of law they have a differences and then come to a conclusion, okay, which point of law was overruled. It can be 1 point, it can be 2, it can be 10, 20 points as well, which got overruled. So reading a full judgment makes a lot of sense. But then that's a luxury that we don't have. So what do we do in these scenarios? When you see this, on the first column, it says digest notes are 67. Judgment is 1. 67 digest note means that there are 67 points of law which were discussed in this case. If you see the second column, it says J5. J means a full judgment that you're going to be getting access to. And 5 means the quorum strength. The 5 judges which are part of the quorum. And like I said in the starting, anyone's name in bold in the judges space, that means they have authored judgment. Now, in this case, if you see everyone's name is in bold, that means all judges had authored judgment. But that's something that we don't want to do. We have done this part. Let's come back to the second column. It says D5. The first point of law which was discussed in this case was precedent, generally what is binding in a judgment. The second point of law which was discussed was no judgment can be read as a statute. And now, once you're here, let's click on the fourth one as well. What does it say? Obiter if binding. Now, if you see this, it says obiter binding effect, caution against following stray observation. As for Justice Bhagwati, what he spoke on this point is given over here. Please scroll further. Let's see if any other judges. So no other judge spoke on this point of law except Justice Bhagwati. Let's go further down. The fifth point of law. In this, only the Chief Justice Ray spoke. But now, as you go further down, on the sixth and the seventh point of law, we have some new family members joining the family. The red exclamation marks, which were not there earlier. Whenever they see this red exclamation mark, this means that this point of law has been overruled. Let's click on this one as well. Let's click on the sixth entry. Now, this says, it's talking about Article 21, nature and scope. Justice Ray, what he spoke on this point of law is given over here. Justice Beg's opinion is given over here. Please scroll further down. Justice Chandrachud's opinion, Justice Bhagwati's opinion. So what is happening over here is, okay, for a moment, let's forget that this point is overruled, but we need to have to see that what is happening over here is, when you click on this one point of law, you're getting everyone's opinion in just one window. Wherein if you had to go through this, if this was a point of law that was relevant to your research, you would have read everyone's point of law, everyone's judgment, in this, out of this plain judgment. You would have read everyone's view out of the judgment, and then come to the conclusion, okay, what are they talking about? What is happening over here now in the head note, you're getting each and every judge's opinion if they have spoken on this point of law. But now let's come to the original part, that why we came over here, that is overruled. But if you scroll on further, it says this particular point of law was overruled in Kesavanandhan, case Puttaswamy versus Union of India. I don't know why Kesavanandhan Bharti is on my tongue today. But now, further to this. Now, this is something very, very precise information that we can expect from SCC Online. That is giving you, the thread-bearing information. Now, it says overruled in case Puttaswamy case, but then it says minority view of Justice Khanna was upheld. That means the majority view, wherein all the judges, the four judges were on one side, and Justice Khanna had a different opinion. So he had a minority view. In the case Puttaswamy case, the majority view of 4 judges, including the Chief Justice Ray, was overruled, but Justice Khanna's opinion was upheld. Which brings me to the next point, that if I want to cite this particular judgment, I can still cite Justice Khanna's opinion and not other judges' opinion. That's the the information or the expertise you can expect from the head notes, from the editorial team of my company. Yeah, but again, 67 points of law is a big task. I can't be scrolling down and looking for this red exclamation mark. So what I would suggest, and this is a recommendation I'm going to make for all the members who are available over here, and even to the members who are not able to join, I would highly recommend to all the participants who are available over here, please spread the word, because it's going to save a lot of time. That is, whenever you open a judgment with the help of party name or citation, it will open like this in this 3-column structure, right? Open the judgment. The first thing you should do, forget about anything. First thing you should do is come to subsearch. That is, we already understood the meaning of subsearch by now, right? And in the subsearch, we just write the word we're looking for, that is overruled. Irrespective of the case that you're going to be searching, just do this search. The first search should be overruled search. Because what's going to happen is, if any case which has any point of law which is overruled, it's just going to search and filter out those points of law which are overruled in the second subsearch, like this. So from 68, we're left to 17, that is 16 points of law and 1 judgment. And now, if you scroll down further in the center column, you'll see all the points of law which has been overruled, but there's also the 7th point of law which does not have the red exclamation mark, which simply means there might be a word overruled coming as a passing remark. So this is not overruled. This is still a good law. So keep scrolling down. So whenever this red exclamation mark, these are the points of law which are overruled. The remaining are still a good law. So if the list has the point of law which were you trying to cite in your present case, then I'm sorry, hard luck. But if it's not falling in this list, then you know that you can simply go ahead and cite that particular point of law in your present case. Yeah. So that's what it is. And if I can click on the cross of overrule, I can go back to the original search within a fraction of a second. Now that being said, what else can I do over here? Now assuming that this is my case of my relevance, and I was looking at the judgment and I found out that the point of law which I was trying to cite in this case has been overruled. So it's like a dead block. It's like I've hit the wall. What can I do now? What I can do is I can try another technique wherein will help me wherever this case was cited in the past, which will means that it will give me all the relevant cases which are talking on the same point of law, after this case was decided. So if you see this we go back to the toolbar option where we have this, printing and this smart copy option, and see the second icon, which is like a document with a magnifying glass to it, and it's called as case reference. One click on this, it'll give me all the judgments wherein this case was cited. And there we have it. 247 judgments. If I click on the plus sign, it'll tell me the bifurcation in which courts judgments. Supreme Court, High Court, foreign cases as well. Click on the foreign plus sign of foreign cases. So Malaysia and Pakistan are citing our judgments. So there we have it. And now if I click on the second column, so AK Gopalan case, and can you see where what was the why this case was cited in AK Gopalan case? Can you scroll the third window? So it just says the referring remarks that if you're reading AK Gopalan case, you should also read ADM Jabalpur case because these are something relevant to that. Case Puttaswamy has overruled the judgment, so obviously that will be an overruled entry over here. So what we do is we put the entry in both the judgments. A judgment which gets overruled, over there there'll be an entry. A judgment which overrules a particular judgment, over there we also put the entry. So like this one over here. Let's move to the next one. So this State of Haryana versus Ranbir, in this case, along with a few other cases, the ADM Jabalpur case was relied on. So this is the part. We also give you the treatment, what is relied on, referred, distinguished, whatever that words, whatever the way the treatment was given to the particular case will be given over here. As you can see, even in this case, it was relied on. So you can get this information by clicking on any of the judgment. Even if you click on this case, right now, Arun Kumar Agarwal case, if I go back, just don't do it, Mr. Anna. But if I click on this magnifying glass now, the case reference, it'll give me wherever the Arun Kumar Agarwal case was cited. So this is going to be a common feature everywhere. Let's go back to the dashboards. Let's move to the next search. I think I'll just take another 7 or 8 minutes and I'll be done with this. So what I can request the members to, I think Mr. Raina, the recording has been stopped for some reason. No, okay, it's still going on. No, it's still going on. So we go to find by citation. I'll quickly finish this part, find by citation. If you have any journal, you have, ILR, Indian Appeals, Gaudy Law Times, DRJ, anything of that, you can select the journal over here, your drop down. And once you click on the drop down, you'll get the entire list, all the journals. Depending on the journal that you're looking for and you have a citation off, you can select the journal or you can type it as well. So if you can remove SCC from there and you can, let's say you can write AIR over there. So we don't have the tie-up from AIR, but we're giving you equivalent citation. So let's say, yeah, let's take that. And let's take 2010. Take the first one, which is good enough. So it does gives you the entire index as well for that particular volume. And what do we have? Now there we have the judgment with the help of AIR. Now why this is happening, let's take the head note. Click on the head note. And let's show, so what is happening is please scroll down to the citations part. To the last. Yep. Now, if you see, we are giving equivalent citations of SEC, SEC Criminal, Criminal Law Journal, ECRN, AIC, and AIR. So you use any of these citations, you'll be able to get this judgment. Yeah. Let's go back to the dashboards and move to the next search, that is find case law by section. The find case law by section, it's a search when you want to see a judgment on a particular act or a section from that particular of that particular act. So you want to see judgments, all judgments on, let's say, IPC 304B that we have searched for, or let's take a very common one. Let's take the Negotiable Instrument Act, the third entry. Yeah, just search for it. Yeah, search for that, and give me 138, the most common. So this will open the full act for you, and then you can select the section number. You can double click on the section number or click on go. It'll give you all the judgment on that particular section of an act. So it's the most, I think, simplest search if you want to get into it. And this you can do it for also for CPC, rule number, orders number, and all stuff that will work in the same way. You write the act name over there, the entire act opens up section wise, rule wise. You click on the entry that is there, click on go, it'll give you the judgments. Yeah. And let's go back to the word search. Now I said that we can also do a party name search over here. So let me show you how we can do party name search over here. So we had this case of ADM Jabalpur, right? Now just write the word Jabalpur. Now Jabalpur can be anything. Though I'm getting this example over here, please click on this entry and just put a space over here. Yeah, there you can see that I'm getting a second case, ADM Jabalpur versus Shivkant Shukla. I can select this. But considering that I don't know the entire party name, just take this, okay? If I do a start search, what's going to happen right now? Don't do the start search. What is going to happen right now is it's going to search for the word Jabalpur as anywhere in the judgment. It can be a city mentioned over there. It can be a place of crime, or wherever the Jabalpur you can expect. It'll come in everywhere. If you want to be specific that I want looking for Jabalpur as a party name, so you can please scroll up, and in the here, it says search area. In the search area option, right now it says entire document. What we're going to do is we're going to just change it to party names only and then search for it. This will simply give me the, Jabalpur as a party name. Similar thing, if you're looking for, judgment by a judge's name, then next to that, let's just load up. Let's just load up, right? Let's just have a look. Now, हमने search तो करी है, वो search तो दिखा दो. चलो कुछ नहीं होता. I think we got the point. But what we can also do is, apart from this party name, in case you want looking for judge's name, and you have you don't remember anything, or you have something really, very common as a word. Let's say I'm looking for cases of murder, and I don't have anything but murder stuck in my mind, that this is a murder case. I don't remember anything else. But then I remember, the judge's name, who was the judge who was who had decided this particular judgment, and what was the period. Then you can simply scroll up again. I can write the judge's name over here. Let's say just write Justice Baig. Just write Baig over there. And please scroll further. And over here, I can select a quorum only. So what's going to happen is, now if you do a start search, it's going to search for only the judge in the judge's name. Justice Baig would be searched only in the quorum area, not in the party name, not as a public witness and others. If you can see it over here. And now I can also, if I want to be specific that this was the judgment from Supreme Court only, so I can go to judgments plus sign, and I can say I want to restrict only to Supreme Court. And I remember this was a recent judgment. So what I can do is I can say, in the last, years when Justice Baig was, getting retired, that's when he had given this judgment. So what I can do is I can just sort by in the center, and this has the option of latest first. I want to see the latest judgment by Justice Baig from Supreme Court of India. Click on that. So latest judgment is of 78, and there we have it. So this might be the case that you're looking for. So this way you can simply do this. And this also means that you can also look for latest judgments on any topic. You're looking for, if you have a judgment in front of you talking about, political thicket, or let's say defamation cases, and you want to see the latest opinion of the Supreme Court of India on defamation cases or reservation or anything of that choice, Mr. Anas, go back. You can write that particular word. You can write defamation, start for it, and in the sorting option, you can say only Supreme Court, and then you can in the sorting option you can select the latest first. But let me show you two more features over here. One is a compendium feature which will save humongous amount of time that you've been spending on making the compendium from past so many years. In the college days, now in the profession, we are still spend a lot of time making taking printouts and numbering those pages. I'm going to give you a simple thing. So before that, I'm going to add another part. There's an option if you're looking for two words which you want and should be relevant to each other. There's an option. Let's suppose I've been talking about a lot about compensation cases in this example, in this session. Let me take this one example. I want to look for cases of compensation in respect to medical negligence, right? So I can write compensation over here. And I can just write medical. If I write medical negligence, I have to put double quotes. So I'll just write medical. Now, if I do a start search right now, what's going to happen? It's going to search for the compensation and medical, anywhere. It can be talking to each other. It can be compensation coming in the first paragraph, medical coming in the last paragraph. Will not make sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the software that I want these two words to be in the close proximity, should be near each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the word near in this. Literally, the meaning of near would work over here. Compensation near medical, start search. What's going to happen now is going to search for the composition wherever the is coming near medical. It giving the searches right over there. You will see this compensation determination of the quantum of medical negligence, hypothetical claim, and going forward, right? I can select my areas of choice. I want to see only notification. I want to see only, articles on it, the judgments, acts, bills, whatever you want to see it, you can select it from here. But let's talk about this next part. I said compendium. Let's suppose I've done this research and now I have selected, I want to make my own folders. So Mr. Raina, could you please click on this add to my folder? When I click on add to folder, it will ask you to, what are we doing? Yeah, change folder. And you can go to my folder. You can create your own folder. So I can go to new folder. And we can take the name of the law firm over here. Yeah. Enter. So this folder has been created now, okay? And just say, okay, so DSK legal. And just say, okay over here. And now let's take one judgment over here. Let's go back to the judgment, Ranaji, and just say, Supreme Court judgment. Yeah. And let's add one judgment over here in the folder. So we go to this particular one. Mr. Raina, can you go slowly over here? See this feature. It says add to SEC online folder. Click on this. And DSK folder is already there. You can say click on OK. So one judgment, one head note. Okay. So this is good enough. Let's go back to word search. Let's do one more search and then we can conclude the session with the compendium in the last. So we've done this search, folder has been saved. I'll give you another example of near, which can help you understand this better. There's a statement given to us a long time back, and I think we've been using it from a long time since then. There was a statement given to us, a monkey cannot decide an affair of the forest. Now this does not give you anything, right? Mr. Raina, could you write that statement over here? A monkey cannot decide an affair of the forest. Now, this statement does not give me any, any head and tail of what the case might be about. Is it a forest case? Is it a land acquisition case? What is it? It's English. It's an English proverb. So it doesn't make any sense to me. Now, if you, like I said in the starting, you do not have to search for all these words. If you search for all these words, it's not going to make sense because it can be everyone has a different vocabulary. The way I speak, the way you speak. We can say the same thing, but with a different choice of words. So that's why don't write everything. So just pick up the main words. So in this, I think just take monkey and forest. That's good enough. That's good enough. We can take affair as well, but I think forest, monkey or forest would be, they're very unique words. So I think just take two words. monkey and forest. And I can put the word near, but because these are unique words, I can skip it as well. But let's try it near and start search. And with this, it'll give me the searches. And we can click on this next highlight. There's an option of next highlight over here. So it says forest and monkey coming in same sentence, but not talking about what we are looking for. Okay. Mr. Rana, let's look for Supreme Court of India judgments. Please scroll down in the center column. There's only one Supreme Court of India judgment. Let's take that one. Because remember, this was an Indian judgment. There we have it. So monkey cannot, ki jagah is a monkey does not decide in favor of the forest. And there we have it. And let's save this judgment as well into a folder. And let's jump to the compendium feature after this. Okay. And now let's talk about how can we view our folders. We've been clicking on this icon, which is the dashboard icon, right? We can click on now we click on the next icon to it. That is the folder icon. Click on this, click on my folders, and now click on view folders. So I'll be able to see all my folders that I've created over the past, from the time Mr. Rana has been making folders. All the folders would be appearing over here. There we have it. Now, how do I make a compendium out of it? So if you see my DSK legal folder has already been created, I can select the documents that I want a part of my compendium. So let's take all of them. Let's select all. Once you do that, next to the result is there's an icon which says a printer over the folder icon, right? If you hover a cursor on that, move to the last option that says create case compilation. Once you click, can you just go back? I think we couldn't really get the hover icon over there. Just go back and just take to the last icon and just hold on for a moment. So this says create case compilation. You click on that. And then this feature, this particular comes in, just say create. If you want to reorder it, you can reorder it, but let's say create. And within few seconds, you will have everything in one place. So you have your index of what you've selected for. So it says the first judgment, which is of Union of India versus Tulsiram Patel, is running from page number 1 to page number 130. Then 132, 131 to 134, there's another judgment, and 135 has a different document. So you can change this index, you can amend this, you can do the edit over here, you can bold it, you can change the font, all that is possible over here. This is purely editable for you. We then move to the next one, the next entry is pages. So 1 till 131, there's one document, 130 there's one document. And now what you've done is we have numbered these pages for you. So one loads up. Let it just load up. I think Mr. Rana's internet is a bit slow. There we have it. So first page, page number 1. If you scroll down further, all these pages would be now, numbered in the same sequence that it was added one after another, and the index would, index would have the same entries what we have on this page numbers. So you can, from here, you can save it and just go to the court. This will also be helpful when you're doing e-filing in the Supreme Court, the new feature that has been brought in the Supreme Court of India website. This can also be used over there. I think I'm going to stop over here, considering that, we started at around, I think, 5:45 something. So I think I overshot by 5-10 minutes. I'm going to open the question answer round, and if there's any specific queries, I will take it onto that. If we have time, then I can take another 10 more minutes. I can show some more advanced features. If the time is not, we don't have the time, then we can just take the call. Over to Mr. Jatin. I think Mr. Jatin is the one who's been, yes.
Yeah. Firstly, thank you, Mr. Mr. for a lovely, it was very informative. And quite a few features that we are not aware of would be just, now used. I'm asking the participants, should we have a 10 minutes for the advanced search instead of if we don't really have a question and answers?
Yeah, I think so, Jatin. I think we should.
Yeah, because because you are quite lucidly explained that way, so we are on the ball. I think let's just spend 10 minutes for more advanced features, and that should be helpful.
Perfect. So I'll just get into that. Mr. Anna, can you just get back to the screen? You can have a look at the screen. So a lot of things, advanced features, we talked about the overrule part, right? Along with the overrule part, there's another feature that is a contrary view judgments, which is, I would not say it is 100% covered because there's a manual intervention which is required because we have to, when we're reading a judgment and we, figure it out, because there are a lot of people who are in the SEC who've been working for past, 15, 20 years in the 8-old section itself. So when they see a judgment, just give me a quick second. When they see a judgment, when they read judgment, they, something, goes in their mind that this is a contrary view to what we have read in the past. So let me show you what we are doing over there. Mr. Anna, could you just go to word search? Or I think, you know what, don't go to word search. Go to this party name. Go to citation search. I have a citation for you. Go to this citation of SEC 1976. Volume 1 and 8. Just write 8 over here. 8. Scroll down further. Take this 822. Yeah, and just search for this. So, like I said in the overrule part, that you can search for sub-search for overrule. You can certainly search for the contrary view judgments as well. Like I said earlier as well, this is not 100% complete, but we are doing our bit. So you can do a sub-search of contrary in the sub-search and start search. So if any of the law point which has a contrary view, which will come, it'll come right down over here. Please scroll down, Ms. Raina. Now, if you see, it says on the point of automatic termination, it says you should also see the Industrial Dispute Act 1947, Section 25F, which is exactly related to what we are talking about over here. But then you should also see a contrary view on Optron India versus this and that. So there's a party name given over here. So if you're trying to cite this particular judgment, though this judgment still holds the ground, it's not overruled, but there is a contrary view, which is the latest judgment, it's a recent judgment, right? That's one. Take another judgment, Mr. Anna. And this is the case that I was referring to in the starting. Take 1988, take the citation search itself. 1988, 2 SEC 214. Yeah. Now, what happens sometimes there's a contrary view, but the contrary view has been overruled now. So will we get to know about that information as well? Let's do a sub-search of contrary over here itself, because I don't remember which of the point was overruled or was contrary in this. So let's do a sub-search quickly, saves the time. And can you just go to one of the law points? Just go to the points of law. It's the head notice judgment. Just get to the points. Yeah, just this one. This is good enough. So it says it's a 1988 judgment, but you should see the contrary view. Please scroll down further, Mr. Raina. It says you should also see the contrary view, which came in I think 9 years after that, in the 1997, but which has now been overruled by 5 judges bench in postgraduate versus this and that. So you get to see the contrary view, you get to see the overruled judgment, you get to see all that information right away here, right? Let's get to word search. Let's talk about something more. What else we can do? I'm going to talk about 2 things, what I can think of right now as the advanced search is concerned. Sometimes you're looking for the words which can be, which are not the legal phrases, but we can be read or can be written in different ways. Like there's a very common statement, fairness in procedure. Now, when you say fairness in procedure, you can also be thinking of procedural fairness, or procedure should be fair. Whenever you have these words, which can be, which will have a different derivatives, then in those scenarios, this next option which will make a lot of sense to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write fairness and procedure first. Mr. Raina, just write fairness and procedure and start search. I can put double quotes in this, but I'm just, because I know this is not the legal phrase, so I'm just going to do the search right away. It's giving me 30,000 results, and fairness in, and this will only give me fairness. It will not give me fair procedure. It will not give me procedural fairness. So what am I lacking? Just go back to word search. I'm going to pick up the root word, fairness, fairly, fair. What is the root word in this? That is fair, right? Because after which fair is a common 4 letters which come in all these 3 words. So I'm going to write fair and put a star to it, next to it, the asterisk, which will take care of fair, fairness, fair play, all these words which are coming here. Space, near. So this is already giving me an example now. This is not giving example because Mr. Raina has done the search. Mr. Raina has never done this search, I think, before this. But someone has done the research globally, so it is coming as a thing. So take the search. Why star after R? Because procedural, procedures, and procedurally, all will be common would be till R, and then do the star and just Mr. Raina, just click on this near. Boolean पे click कर दो. I don't know why Boolean didn't select. Start search. Now this will give you more options. Fairness, fairly, all these words will be coming over here. If you can see this, procedure, fair procedure, and the second entry says on the head itself, procedural fairness. So you're widening your search. Let's go back to the first search one more time. Let me give you something that we can all relate to. Let's suppose we're talking about cancellation of appointment. Now, if you just write cancellation of appointment, and it will be the same thing that what we discussed about the fairness of procedure. Now, it can be cancelled appointment. It can be cancelled appointments. It can be cancelling of appointments. It can be, there are so many different words. So what I'm going to do is again the same thing. If I write cancellation of appointment, I'm restricting my search. So what we're going to do is I'm going to write the root words. So cancel, cancellation, cancelling. What is the root word? Cancel. Put a star to it. Near. Appointment, appointments, appointed, border thing. So appoint star. Star and search. This will give you all the derivatives. And after this, I'm going to share one example, which will, which will make this search as good as Google search. So cancellation of appointment, and if you see others, it'll give you other derivatives as well. Let's go to the next search, Mr. Raina. We talked about the word near. Near basically means when it brings 2 words near to each other. There are 2 more features. That is, one is not, and the other one is or. So let's suppose take the same search, Mr. Raina, of compensation in your from your search, and pick it up. Yep. Now let's suppose if you want the searches which wherein compensation and medical was being discussed, in relation to each other, then near makes a lot of sense. However, in case you do not want, you want to exclude the results, then what you can do is you can replace the near with not. So you can write compensation not medical. It will exclude the medical result cases. And not only that, don't do search right now. What you can do is we can write compensation not medical. I can write not one more time. And I can say, let's say, land. So I want to exclude the land cases. So now what's going to happen if I do a search right now? Don't do it right now, Mr. Raina. It will give me the searches of compensation wherein medical and land is not being discussed at all. So I can filter that kind of information for myself. Okay. Remove this part. I can also make, wait a sec. I can also make this a combination of near and not. Let's write compensation near medical. Yeah. And after not put a bracket, or let's do one thing. Put a bracket around compensation and medical. So now I'm going a bit technical. I'm going with the BODMAS rule, what we learned in I think 8th or 9th class. So what's going to happen is compensation near medical, not land, is going to search for cases of compensation which are related to medical cases, but going to at the same time it's going to exclude the land result cases. I can say land, not motor. So now it's going to be doing this search, finding me something what I need, and also excluding at the same time. Okay, let's remove this, and this I'm just going to give you one last feature of this OR. Like I said, in the starting, I said that when you do a search in Google, it gives you an option that either this or this can be searched, and gives you the option of synonym as well. In legal research, it doesn't. It's not a possibility at the face of it, but it still has a feature available which can help you do this. That is the OR feature. The OR feature can be used for synonyms. There's synonyms like if you're looking for appointment of temporary employees. Now, temporary employees are also called as ad hoc employees, seasonal employees, casual employees, daily wages. There are so many names given to them, ad hoc employees. So you can write all these words. If I write temporary, Mr. Anna, could you do that? Temporary, seasonal, space seasonal, and space casual. If I just write these three words, and if I do a start search, let's do a start search. You'll see the quantum of information, the information that you're gonna get if you write all these words versus if you write OR. What is the difference? So 637 results. Because now what's happening right now is searching for the word casual, temporary, and seasonal in one document. Let's go back, Mr. Raina. I'm going to tell my software that either, give me an OR option. Mr. Raina, can you just put OR in between? What I'm going to tell my software now, search for these three words wherever they're coming in one judgment. Wherever coming in one judgment, or if any of these words, one of the word is coming in judgment, or two of the words are coming in one of the judgment. So rather than doing one search of three words in one, I'm now doing 4 searches. All three words coming in one judgment, or either temporary coming, or seasonal coming, or casual coming. Let's do a start search. So from 637, the number will be shot to 1,77,000 results. And this gives you all that you're looking for. This can also be worked for your words like suo moto and license. Like suo moto can be spelled in 2 ways. M-O-T-U, M-O-T-O. So if you're looking for both, you can write OR in between, it'll give you the search. So I think, Ranaji, just how about that feature of High Court, cases that we have recently done? I think we showed that as well. No? Reverse judgments. Go to the word search, and this would be the last feature. I promise. I don't have the example handy, so I'm gonna do a word search. What I'm searching over here is not important. Just write the word, Mr. Anna, reversed near SCC. What I'm typing is not important. What I'm going to show you will make a lot of sense. So we talked about the overrule judgment. Start search. We talked about the overrule judgment, but right now we're going to talk about judgments. Sometimes the Supreme Court of India judgments comes in, and they impact a lot of High Court judgments, which means that Supreme Court has a different view on the same facts which were discussed in the High Court, which, as per my understanding, that High Court judgment would have no, you cannot cite that judgment now because Supreme Court has a different view on the same point of law. But how do I get to know that those judgments have been, there's a different view on the same point of law in the Supreme Court? Mr. Anna, just go to judgment and just select only High Courts. Select all the High Courts. All the High Courts. Yeah. So judgments which gets, which have a wherein Supreme Court has a different view on the same points of law, we have started doing this. The same exclamation mark, but this time it's not on the head note, it's on the judgment. And over here, you can see it says, this case is of 2017, but it was held reversed in Manoj Kumar Yadav case. Now, this was actually related to this case. This case might have went to the the higher court, and that might have just been no, I think this is a different. It was cited in some case, so basically it was reversed. But there's something. It was cited, so we knew that it was cited and it can be done. Let's take the next entry, Mr. Raina. Take to the next, Mr. Raina. Next, judgment. Now it was reversed in Saraswati Wala. Now, if you see this, it says reversed in this thing. That means this case was not even cited over here because it doesn't have the held option. That means this case came in, and this case is no more in is of any use to you. Take the next entry, and this is what all we have done, and this is all hyperlinked. If you click on the citation of 2016 3 SEC 732, it'll open that full case of Vishal Kalsari versus Bank of India. Please click on that. So if this case you're reading, so this is like the sad part of it, that your judgment that you're trying to cite in the court of law is has a Supreme Court has a different view on it. But now let's think from the researcher point of view. When you're doing the research, you're not only researching for things what are relevant to you, but also searching for the cases which gonna be helpful to the other counsel. Now, the way I look at it, if this case, Mr. Raina, could you just minimize this judgment and get to the High Court judgment? Give me that. Now let's suppose this judgment, that is what is the case name? Superior. This is a Selvaraj versus Registrar. If this case was something that was not in my favor, which was falling in my other counsel's favor, I know it now that I have to read this case of Vishal Kalsari versus State of Bank of India, because this would be if this case has been reversed, this case, that means Vishal case is in my in my favor. And if the other counsel would be citing this particular case, if they would be, and they have not done this thorough search, you can surprise them by saying that this has already been Supreme Court has a different view on this point of law in this particular case. So it is giving you something, to ensure that you are covering your research from all the points. There's no loophole being left out. And I think with that, I will just rest my case. If you have any questions, I can take the question now. And there's a question mark help as well. Mr. Raina, could you show the question mark option on the screen? There's a question mark over here, and which gives you a quick options of what you can see, how to smart copy, how to do save, how to print, how to case reference and all. But if you can click on this, Mr. Raina, just go back. Let's go slow. I don't have to cross it. You can, if you want to see the entire website, which has all the manuals, all the reference material for you, you can click on the second option, that is View User Manual. If I click on View User Manual, this will open the full, a different website for you. And over here, you can, anything that you have learned today and you want to go through it again for your reference, you can simply write the word of it, and the same thing prevails. Don't write the full sentences. If you're looking for near feature, if you're looking for smart copy, just write near. It will give you the option that are you looking for Boolean operator near. If you write copy, it will give you the smart copy, and it will be a pictorial, this manual which will take you further. And Mr. Raina, just go back to the SSC Online, and just go back to dashboards. And one thing that I can leave you with, which please scroll down and take us to the SEC blog. There's an option of SEC Online blog. One thing I'm going to leave you with, I understand the research is, we don't do research on a daily basis. And some people, who are doing research on a daily basis, that's their core job. But for other people, we also want to update ourselves what is happening in the legal fraternity on a daily basis. So SEC Online blog will help you. There are a lot of options over here. I'm going to leave you with one. That is case brief. Head notes are available. It takes some time, a week, sometimes a month or two, to fill that gap period till time we don't have the head notes. And let's suppose there's some new judgment which has come in, which is really, really important, and which is running into, let's say, like Ayodhya case, which is running into, I think, 500-600 pages. You don't have the time to read that thing. You can come to case brief over here. And in case brief, you can select the Supreme Court judgment or a constitutional bench judgment of Supreme Court. Let's take Supreme Court, Mr. Ryan over here. When you click on this, it'll give you the latest judgments of Supreme Court that has decided in a heading format. Please scroll down further. It says already dismissed from this and that. It's just giving you a synopsis of what the case is about. Please scroll down further. Mr. Rana, please scroll down. You can take any of this. Let's take this one, open surface water resources. If I click on this, this will open the full judgment for me. No, not the full judgment. It'll give me the synopsis of the judgment. So in the meantime, we are making the head notes. What we've done is we have given you this brief. Please scroll down further. This was published on January 15th. Scroll down further. Let's have a look. This is the synopsis over here, giving you headings, recommendation, remediation of polluted waters. Please scroll further. Interim order. What was the interim order? Gist of that. Please scroll further. And this way, and at the last, it says this was decided on 13th of January, and this and that. So you can get these kind of information when the judgment comes in. If something is an important judgment like Ayodhya case and all, we always try to give this brief on the same day itself, or at max next morning, so that you have the updated information over here. I think that's about it. I think I've overshot a lot of time over here in today's session. Over to everyone. If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we can go ask. I'm sorry.
I think Mr. Gill and Mr. Raina, thank you for your time and the information. It was a very useful session. I'm sure the participants have learned a lot, and probably we can have this sort of a sessions periodically if possible. We can.
We are working on Mr. Paul. We are working on that arrangement as well. I think you will have you'll have this schedule will be shared with you. I think probably a month or so. We are now working on revamping the entire structure of training. So this trainings would be happening periodically, and you will be assigned a trainer specifically for your office.
Great. That sounds good.
Yeah.
So thank you once again. Thanks a lot. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jatinji. I have also shared in the chat the email ID and the toll-free number with which you can connect.
Sure.
This email address is for all the trainers. So entire team will get the email. So even if I'm not available, Mr. Ryan is not available, some other trainer will get back to you on that. Right.
Great. Cool.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Jatinpur, for arranging the session. Thank you, all the members sticking around. I think after it's a working day and sitting till I think 7:30. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah.
Mr. Raina, please, we can end the recording now.
Sure, I'll stop the recording. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.